Why we are here? Of course, we want to celebrate Nowruz, but we have some other announcements as well. Last year, for me at least, the life was in full darkness for everything. Country in terms of economy, in terms of political situation, even in work, what I'm expecting from my life, what do I want in my life, and always I was keeping this question. And until last year NDR gathering, what happened then? For me, the speech that Yasser made, and also the rest of the team, showing us somehow some sparks of light is coming. But we are here today to tell you that this trend of change for better and being better is not stopped. And actually a new wave of change is on the way.
We are a team that we have started working on this project since 6 months ago, and we did lots of efforts. We focused on simple things that we think that they are the basics that can, at the end of the day and at the end of the project, that they can have a great impact on our cultural behavior and help us to be better and to have the better working environment. And today we can celebrate being us, being Nestle company, we as part of Nestle company, and we are all so eager to have this change along the way in next year and maybe 2 years. So I've heard that if you love someone, it's the art of that person that you love. So why don't we all be that person, so we can show the art that we have and everybody else can love us and we can start from ourselves.
First, I love the setting. It's much nicer. It's nice because I can see the faces of all, and it's much more engaging. Good afternoon to everybody. Well done to the team and to the ambassadors for this great idea. And happy Nowruz to everybody in advance. Of course, it's a new beginning, but it's because it's Nowruz, but also at Nestlé, and together with the team, we are embarking on a truly new beginning. If you go back with time and you just a bit reflect, for those of you who were there, and many of you were there, on how we have evolved over the past few years. This is the first and most important critical step that we are embarking on. And if there is really a true must-win, besides the must-win that I'm sure you all know about, it is really, this cultural transformation journey. Very important, and really I want to congratulate already the ambassadors and all of the people who are working on this, because I know this is on top of everything they do, and I assure you it is hard work, and it is challenging, and it is frustrating at times, and it is stressful at times, and they are doing this on behalf of all of us, and with the communication team, the three beautiful ladies, and Hassan, okay. Of Majid and Sonia, I am sure you will be knowing much more about what we are embarking on and what we are trying to do. The bottom line is, since we decided that there must be something that we change, because if you remember, following the historical Nestle and I's, the Nestle and I research, there was always consistently a lot of negativity coming in the input from the Nestle Iran staff. Nestle management at all times took this very seriously and really decided to do a lot of change. But what we realized with time is that maybe, and we are confirming that surely, it's not always true that management sees the same way that everybody sees. That's why we decided that this time we want to do it differently. So we want to move to a stage where we are in it all together, and we are working together to really drive change and defining what change we drive. Because it might very well be that I think there is something, together with Hassan and the Mancom team, there's something that we need to improve and change. We spend a lot of energy on it, but in reality it does not really change the way you feel about your workplace. Why it is very important that you feel good? For many reasons. Partly because you spend most of your time here. Can you imagine if you're unhappy? That's like, I always say, if you're unhappy, as much as we love you, I prefer that you go somewhere where you are happy, because this is extremely important. Two, whatever we decide and the best strategy in the world, without us being positive about it, we will not do anything. So it's extremely important. I don't want to go into what are the projects that we defined and exactly what happened, because I think this is the role of the communication team, and in time it will come. But what I can promise you is today is only an opening for many, many changes to come that you will be driving yourself with the ambassadors and with the support of HR and Majid and Sonia. To marginal contribution, to market share, to DPA, to bias M-1, to all supply chain KPIs, to all finance. And remember, we did this in the most difficult year that Iran witnessed ever. Under 30 years of sanction, there was never something more difficult than 2012 and 2013. And Nestle blossomed in these 2 years. It's not because it was easy at all. You remember how stressful it was, how challenging it was. Every day we were probably at the risk of closing down the operation, every single day over the past 2 years. But still, with all this, we exceeded our targets and we grew and we delivered exceptional profitability. So well done to all of you, and I'm really proud of every one of you, and thank you all for your hard work and commitment and great results. Well done. We also, last year, did not only focus on what was happening at that time, we also had the vision that there are few things we need to put in place. We moved to this great office. And I am sure at the time we moved, we spoke about it, that you will have some butterflies in your stomach, and maybe you will not be comfortable, and open space, what is this? I want my office. And I am sure at least 80% of you feel already much better in this environment than the environment we were in. And I hope it is 100%, but if it is not, I don't want to just assume blindly. There are, of course, some implications of being in open space, but trust me, the positive that we get out of it is much, much more. So we did that, and that was quite a challenge. And the recognition we get from most of the visitors and colleagues from Nestlé is that we have one of the best and most beautiful offices in the world. Every single achievement you do in Iran is 10 times easier in the rest of the world. I promise you, I am not exaggerating. Every single thing you achieve is 10 times more difficult than it is in the rest of the world. Because in the rest of the world, they don't have the challenges you have facing you outside with all the issues that we have. But yet we moved from complaining and nagging about this to truly taking responsibility and driving change internally, because we believe that us as a team, we can challenge whatever and manage whatever we face outside if we are a solid team. Hence, again, the importance of this transformation journey. And without this, without us being really having improved to become a solid team, we would have never achieved what we achieved. Now I want to just highlight very quickly 2014. Okay. Besides what we spoke about, you all know also that we are embarking on another true change, which is taking over sales and distribution. Sales, in fact, and control on distribution, starting by Tehran and Karaj. Now this is history. For also many of you who are aware of how things are, this is creating history. In few months' time, Nestle will be calling directly on the stores taking orders. We will be calling directly on close to 3,500 stores in Tehran and Karaj in 6 months' time. Now for you, this is normal, but trust me, when I say this in the Middle East, everybody opens his mouth. 3,500. The number of stores we have in Iran, which is around 100,000 stores, is more than the total of Middle East combined. Okay? So when we talk about 3,500 stores calling directly, that's as much as they cover in Lebanon, Jordan, Palestine, Oman, and Kuwait combined. So we are, this phase one of our project is that big in perspective to Middle East. So that is extremely important. We also want to start truly driving growth on the food and beverage, because on nutrition, where is Sana? Where is Sana? Nutrition has always been a very positive and growing very successfully and with excellent market share achievement. Truly, you have to see when Sanam presented to the head of nutrition globally how proud we felt. You know, you feel your heart is that big because they say, bravo, well done. Excellent work for nutrition. I am really proud of the nutrition team of all the achievements. Well done. But you know, our friends, they're not very happy with what is happening. You know, competition, they're a bit disturbed, a bit. And in fact, a lot disturbed. Because, you know, a lot is happening with Nestle. And that's not usually very reassuring for competition. Because if they think they have seen what Nestle Iran is all about, this was only the small beginning. Now we will start showing what Nestle is all about. Now. Because we are moving now, both in nutrition and food and beverage, to a totally different gear. And we said as Mancom, and I repeat for you, we have done so well in managing crisis. If we continue acting as if it's crisis mode, we will fail in the coming few years. We have to change mindset and gear to open for the change that we are going to see. You are going to see much more competition. Everybody will want to take a part of Iran, but we will be waiting. And it's going to be difficult. And I assure you, they might take a bit, but we're going to make it very difficult and very costly for anybody who touches our business. So what is extremely important is that we accelerate growth. We cannot wait anymore. Complacency is our enemy. Average is the enemy of good, and good is the enemy of great. And great is the enemy of excellent. We have to drive excellence. We have to really start growing very fast, both on nutrition and on food and beverage. Extremely important. The last thing, I have two more things to say. The last thing that is also fundamentally different from what we have been doing is we are investing in Qazvin in two other categories. Now, you think about it. We got the approval of this last year. In the most difficult year of Iran, Nestle approved that we invest in a Nesquik manufacturing and in Nescafe repacking in Qazvin. So this is... And again, this is only a sign of what the future is going to be. I believe in the potential of Iran, and that's a message that I will spend 3 days of my very precious time to really help Nestle Iran accelerate growth and grow faster. So the future can only be brighter. Now, don't think that also tomorrow we're going to have flawless flow of goods and no problems. There are some things that will never change, okay? And it's very important to know that while sanctions hopefully will ease down and political stability will improve, conducting business in Iran will continue to be more challenging than it is anywhere else. But that's why we are here. Can you imagine if Iranians complain about Iran? I mean, who's going to manage Iran? So, you know, and this is what we said in the beginning, if you remember, for the people who were there in my first few speeches when I came. So very important that you keep in mind that it's not going to overnight dramatically change, and this is not what we think, but we think it's going to be better, more growth opportunities, payment channels hopefully will become a bit easier, but the challenges will remain there. But the people who managed 2012 and 13 will find it a bit easy, the challenges that are coming. That's why, and his contribution, and also to the importance of nutrition in Iran. Well done. To replace Dr. Ali, I would also want to congratulate Fatima Maryam. I count on you that you display utmost discipline and respect. I am sure you do that anyway to everybody. And professionalism next week, very important. Also dress code, also the quietness in the office. Just be a bit considerate that it is a very important day for all of you, or days, and I really count on you to be as always, top professionals in receiving these guests. I have never, since I came here, had any guest who complained about one thing like that. I'm just telling you, keep doing great, because next week is very important for us with the visit of Nando and his wife. Thank you very much. Have a great Nowruz. Don't spoil the... Okay? Yeah. So our commitment, you remember we did a commitment on Globe, and it worked, so we want to continue this commitment. Together as Nestle Iran family, our unique culture is defined by 1. Actively listening to each other, and that applies to everybody. Management, مدير عامل, مدير شؤون, I don't know. Phasing out victim mentality. Now this we have discussed intensely over the past, and I think this is also very important. Being responsible for our actions and results. You remember this? Thank God I am okay today. It hit someone else. We have to change this. We have to take it here, and deal with it. Utilizing our potential to the maximum and being recognized and rewarded for the high performance. This will lead us to be the best. Will lead us to be the best place to work in Iran, and that's what we want to achieve. So now what?
So just wait.
So, something is coming after.
Yeah.
Okay.